Good morning, KMA tribe, friends, family, students, and anyone else finding this video. Today, I want to share with you some wisdom that the great John Maxwell shared with me and a bunch of other people in Orlando yesterday. I went with my friend Marcus, and it was a great day. We actually got to listen to Malcolm Gladwell as well. You know, who of course was the author of Outliers and other great books. He had some great wisdom to share, as did several other people. I loved Brandon Dawson, and there Michael Jr. I think is the name of the comedian motivator that was there as well. He was awesome, and of course we were actually there to see the great John Maxwell. You know, tip of the hat to John Maxwell. Back when I first was creating this Black Belt Leadership Academy many years ago, one of the key foundational books was the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. In fact, the law of the process is, for example, one of the many lessons that really stuck as a part of our culture and our Black Belt Leadership Program. So before I share the 15, because John talked about, he said, when he was kicking off this last talk, he said, the joy is in the journey. But beware destination disease. Success is not a destination. So he said, the joy in life is in the journey, but not in the destination. Never leave something, go to something. He said, don't look for the journey to provide joy, but know that joy is in the journey. And then he shared a very practical 15-step way to make sure that you find the joy in the journey. And I'll tell you, some of it was a reminder for me. But like I was sharing with my mother on the way in today, it's so important that we ruminate in the positive lessons. I know that the three most dangerous words in the English language, especially bad words to apply when it comes to leadership, motivation, life, character development, skills, and attributes, because we have, like Zig Ziglar said, right? Some people say, I don't do motivational stuff because it doesn't last. And he says, yeah, neither does bathing, and that's why we recommend it daily, right? So it's important that we get in these things, that we stay around these positive things, because you probably know that there's a whole lot of negative things that will get around you just of their own accord without you trying. In fact, I think that in our most natural state, we decline to that. We will decline to negativity unless we purposefully stay in positivity. We ruminate on positive things and we associate with the right people. So it was towards that end that my friend Marcus, who owns a great stretch business, by the way, he's a stretch coach and owns a great stretch business, that the two of us decided to head to Orlando yesterday for this training. Now, on the way was a great leadership lesson as well, by the way, because we went in Marcus's Alfa Romeo, which blew a tire up by exit 14 on I-4. So fortunately, we weren't too far along the way to Orlando. So, hey, the miracles of modern technology, we were able to just get on and get with the insurance company, and I eventually sent a tow company, and we eventually found a place for him to get his tire. It had to be the Alfa Romeo dealer, because it's not just a tire you can find anywhere easily. But the point of the story is this, that it was cool. Marcus and I did not let that incident in any way ruin our day. We didn't let it change our plan. We didn't let us stop it, because as we teach in our Black Belt Leadership Program here at Krav Maga Martial Arts, life is 10% what happens and 90% how we react to what happens. So what did we do? We got to the place while we were waiting around in the Alfa Romeo place to see what they were going to be able to do. We were talking and already teaching each other, sharpening iron. Iron sharpens iron, we know, right? So we were learning and growing even while we were waiting to find out what was going to happen with that tire. We found out that it was going to ruin our whole day if we waited around. So what we did was we took a lift all the way back to my house, got my truck, go forward, and then we drove back to Orlando, and we're there on time. We got there by lunchtime, so we were there to see the afternoon's activities. And like I said, I took lots of great lessons from it. So in fact, without any further ado, I will share with you the 15 steps, and I'm not going to go deep in them today because I don't want this to be too long of a message. But I'm going to share with you the 15 steps that that John Maxwell shared for finding the joy in the journey. 1, live intentionally. 2, find your purpose. Of course, this is one that I talk about a lot here. I feel so blessed that God showed me that this was my purpose all those years ago, 24 years ago, when I opened this dojo. And I got to tell you, it certainly was not the great Black Belt Leadership Academy that it is today, but I did already have a vision, and I did already feel the calling. And over the time, as I grew with my dojo, as I grew my kids up in the dojo, I feel like I really, really found my purpose, and that purpose is what energizes me through the hard times, energizes me. Sometimes people are like, how can you still have that kind of work ethic and energy? Well, when you have a purpose, it's easy, right? You guys know that I wrote the book, Developing Your Superpowers. And in that book, I talk, chapter 7 is about it's about each individual finding their purpose, their calling, discovering their unique superpowers, the ones that were given to them specifically to fulfill their purpose. Number 3 was that you define success. Number 4, grow every day. And I wrote this quote because I feel the same way. I'm so grateful that I found personal and professional development like 3 decades ago, because without people like John Maxwell and all the other, Dr. Stephen Covey and Jim Rohn and Darren Hardy and all the amazing, and then of course my martial arts mentors and my military mentors, and people that I actually knew in real life, but also all of the people that I read and learned from and grew from over all these years changed my life, and of course is a big part of what we do here in the Black Belt Leadership Academy. But Mr. Maxwell said that when it talks about joy in the journey, he says, nothing has brought me greater joy than nothing else has brought me greater joy than this, than the habit of making sure to grow in some way every single day. Number 5 was to add value to others. There was a great quote that said, life will never be joyful if it's about you. So we have to be adding value to other people's lives. Then you feel great about what you do. It ties so much to the finding your purpose, right? But whatever, even if it's not in your occupation, there are still so many ways to add value to other people's lives. Stay with your strengths. He said, hey, I'm not talented in lots of things, but I just am the best in a few things, right? Like, and that's the thing. Stay with your strengths that you can use to add value to others. Think successfully. 8, partner with others. In fact, there was a great one here. There's no such thing as a balanced leader, but there is such a thing as a balanced team. Partner with others. Embrace difficulty. We do hard so we can do harder. And we do harder so we can do great. As he said, when he was a younger man, he thought that you had to get to the hard to get to the easy. He said in reality now he knows that hardship is just meant to prepare you for harder and harder things, so that you can provide greater and greater value, so that you can make more and more of an impact in the world. Number 10 was don't keep score. 11, keep moving. 12, be in the moment. 13, be grateful. There was a great quote on that one too. Generosity is the fruit of gratitude. Of course, you know that gratitude is the 5th Black Belt superpower of our foundational Black Belt superpowers that I wrote about in the book and that we train here at Krav Maga Martial Arts. Number 14, travel the high road. And number 15, love God. From the great John Maxwell, there are the 15 simple steps. Simple, not easy like so many things, but the 15 simple steps to finding the joy on the journey. It was good for me. I hope it was good for you. Prepare to live, empower to lead. See you again real soon.